Welcome back, guys. FearlessDojo here, and I was running around the forest of the Shadow Isles, and I found this door. So, see if I can open it for us. If I remember right, this door said couldn't read it or something way back in the day. And this is, I'm pretty sure, might be where we find Yasuo's scroll. Mana shards. What's all this? A series of papers and research notes lay scattered on this table. Read the paper titled The Shrouding Mists. Parts of the paper have been eroded with time. Some passages stick out as you glance over them. Moving mists controlled by affinity sequences can loop in a regular pattern, and then using the animal research can effectively act as a pseudo-invisibility spell. Animal research. Much of the paper details failed experiments. However, the researcher gets particularly interested in a rare type of moth that is almost never seen in the wild unless under particular circumstances. And it's for good reason. The moth has ambient dust that perpetually shrouds itself from predators. Construct viability. Paper chronicles the beginnings of a set of research of constructs in relation to shrouding moth dust. Of course, with this new tool, we must hone our defenses to detect it, lest our enemies use it against us. So far, the results have not been promising. Interesting. Big boy down there. Grand library. These guys are level 30. Run! Oops. Oh no, I wasn't seen. You're lying. Watch out for these guys. When hit with a power lane attack, removes a stack of armor plating. If all armor plating is removed, adds a stack of broken armor. 4 stacks of armor plating. Very heavy damage over 3 hits and stuns a champion. Who's getting pooped on our hair? It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
You're chasing your tails.
True never does. Can you feel the ice? Sunken. You're too tight.
It's pretty hard. alive.
You tried.
Tough stuff here. Obscuring mist. Don't really want to fight too many of those guys. Oh no. What's down here? Midnight ring. Survival potion. There's one of those. Amulet of Ascension. Let's give me a level 16 gear. Oh, every time. Bummer. It is unclear what is so strange about this giant statue of an ancient sage. Upon the party's approach, a small set of runic glyphs appear, and the statue's pointing finger begins to emit a jet of light. What purpose these features serve remains unclear. However, the jet of light does not correspond to anything in the room, and the glyphs signify a random assortment of cardinal and intercardinal directions. I've seen one of these before. I have seen one of those before. How did you see me? Plague reads, Magistrate Donovan's Celestial Library, Seekers of Knowledge are welcome. So I found another one of these things. Among the stacks of indecipherable and time-worn books, one stands out a scroll decorated in the Ionian style and blazed with the words Swordmaster Scroll. Nice! Swordmaster Scroll, we'll see about that. The scroll is obviously ancient and it uses Ionian characters. The words, however, are complete nonsense, seeming more like a cipher than a legitimate text. Only someone who knew the ancient code could decipher it. Return it to Kalia. In her white bed, Aris awoke. Her family around her soon spoke. You fell again, her mother declared. Be more careful, her father said, scared. Aris touched a swelling on her head, and one of her fingers saw red. Beside the blue lake, beneath the trees, she remembered being chased by yellow bees. Her parents fought over what to do, and that overwhelmed Aris, but no one knew. Okay. She looked outside the window's glass to find a bird that was sure to pass. She spied a robin, and through its eyes a wrist flew. Over green trees and hills to heights she never knew. The robin alighted on a soft piece of ground and gazed at the pink sunset, clouds strewn all around. Back in her room, her parents still shouting, she took her spite in her imagination outing. For in the solace of nature, Aris found no equal. She quietly realized she felt lonely around people. Quiet in the library. The ghastly figure looms over you, but does not look threatening. Yes, how can I help you? You're not attacking me. And why, may I ask, would I? Librarians are not known particularly for their violent nature. I am a lover of knowledge, not a fighter of people. Who are you? It's not important who I am. I can't seem to remember. Anyway, I remember the books I've read and the bits and pieces of my life here and there, but nothing more. How did you come to be here? That is the question, isn't it? Where are we going? Where have we been? Time has made the memories blurry to me, almost like I'm remembering parts of a dream. I do remember being outside of the vault when the ruination happened. I was with others, and all of us looked around, saw our bodies. It's as if the entire Blessed Isle went to sleep and had the same dream, but it's not really a dream, it's something else. I thought, am I asleep? Am I dead? Am I alive? Nothing really gave me my answers, but the important part was that I could still think, he says, and points to his head. When I remembered that I was a librarian, and if there is any place with answers, it is a library, so I returned to my place of work. You're a librarian? He smiles with a sense of duty and stands up a little straighter. Yes, it is my honor to be a librarian. Then he speaks back. And if you think you're going to take a book from here, walk away without returning it, you are sorely mistaken. What is this place? This is a celestial library. It is a rather modest one, humble if you will. It was endowed with funding from Magistrate Donovan. This is his legacy. He was a man of academia. He really loved books. The written word is immortal. You and I are but short blips in time, but the thoughts transcribed here live on forever, for future generations to rediscover. Then he looks over his shoulder and mutters to himself. If the younger crowd could ever stop buzzing around and listen for a moment. People always make such a big deal about technology, putting information there instead of a book. But a book does not require technology to read. Imagine needing outdated technology to read all the books here. What nonsense. Just finding the answers. As any librarian can tell you, books have a habit of sprouting legs and walking right out the door. This is why I begged our leaders to create a militaristic library branch to hunt down those who steal books and bring them to justice. But instead they gave funding to the moth researchers. The fools never think of the future. He becomes serious and speaks with specific intent. But there was one series of books, Realms of Spirits, that was my best guess that would contain answers to my cause. And of course, as to be expected, it was gone when I returned. Missing. Stolen, perhaps. During the time it took me to return, maybe others sought answers within its pages. But yes, if you ever come across a volume from the Realms of Spirits, I'm sure I have some trinket of interest stowed away that would be titillating to you. Oh, and of course, extra payment for first editions. We don't want to run a pauper's library. I have a book that may interest you. Oh, is that so? Let's have a look. Realms of Spirits, Volume 1, Discovery of the Realm. The librarian looks carefully at the book you handed. This will do nicely. Thank you. Take comfort in giving a fine book its proper home. Loiter in the library. I have a book that may interest you. Realms of Spirits, Volume 2. Librarian looks carefully at the book you handed him. First edition, very nice. Take comfort in giving wonderful Inculia's Edge. And I have Volume 3. Librarian looks carefully. This will do nicely. Thank you. Ancient Vestian Robes. Sigh, it is as I feared. Nothing. Librarian looks disappointed. I thought there would be something in that series. We have the best minds researching, but this was all a dead end. The curse of unliving is a different beast. Perhaps all of the answers to life are not found in books. You've done your part, and at least the library is a little more complete now. As promised, this is yours. Salt and Bone. This gave me a bunch of stuff. Salt and Bone. It's all going to be too low level, probably. Yeah, because I was supposed to do this like forever ago. But I just didn't know. You know? I just didn't know. Yeah, all that was not good. That's okay, though. Simple battle plate armor. guessing that's also not great. Definitely that. Alright. So, this is an area we're supposed to find a long time ago. So Yasuo's ultimate, we just should have had a long time ago. But isn't there's a black sphere up here? I wonder what this thing is. This device is dormant. An orb rests on a pedestal, but it appears to be inactive. There are 4 uncolored buttons, also inactive. Inspect the device. The orb appears transparent at first glance, but nothing appears behind it. There are only hints of smoky wisps dancing within it. The 4 buttons are similarly both transparent and opaque. Their states are probably connected somehow. Activate the device. The chorosphere becomes active. The orb floats and animates into being. A singular question entangles your mind. Have you heard of the Song of Aris? Yes, I have. The chromosphere changes its color to yellow. What color comes next? Oh no. Green? It's pleased with my answer. The chromosphere changes its color. Color to white. What color comes next? Red? Changes its color. Green. I tried. So red, blue, yellow, green, pink. Red, blue, yellow, green, pink. Now this I don't know. White? Yeah, I don't know about the what comes after white. Is there a third book that I just don't have? White. Red. Red. Red again. It never did. Supposed to randomize. Smooth Feather Knight Talisman. Then just as suddenly as it is awakened, it slumbers again. Perhaps. A torn portion of blueprints for a pair of guns. Part of a message is readable. Okay then. Go to Kalia. Yasuo, found your scroll. And can't read it. Some kind of code. Would you like me to read it to you? Following other people's teachings isn't exactly my style. Wind rush. Kalia let out a satisfied, well, it looks like my disciples have all unlocked their true potential. My work here is done. Farewell, my friends, and if you meet other individuals so talented, be sure to send them my way, won't you? Okay. Deal 6,000 damage and cause all allies to act immediately. Pretty good. Pretty good. I want to go to the Academy. I can't believe everything's level 25 now. Oh, barely made it past those guys. All right.
One blade, one purpose.
Still champion. Kill the Swiss mother.
Looking
Looks like it
good.
hurt.
Quick as a fox.
Not half bad.
We might be able to get through this here. Nice.
I'd stay down. Face Tempest.
Did a lot of damage.
That's how we do it.
A lot of damage.
My magic grows stronger.
All this to kill these spirits for this guy.
Hunted.
Blade
Meet
Master's
the
Guidance. Increased crit chance by 100%. That's pretty strong. So, reduce all damage taken from speed and balance lane attacks by 20%.
Do I know you?
Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's get some stacks on him. Spike shield.
You're done.
Defend ourselves, Rom. Oh, he's got the buff too. Nice. Stunned.
The winds stand ready.
Prey in my sights.
You fight like Avarosa.
We're the hunters. Just getting started.
Alright, let's see what Yasuo's new ultimate looks like.
Face tempest.
I love it.
They try to get away. It rarely works.
Perfect. Couldn't be more anime. Okay, so where's that last? In the forest. It's gonna run by you. Oh boy. Where's the forest at? This looks like a forest. This is asks find and kill. Kill the Mistwalker in the forest. Possible. I just haven't unlocked that area yet. It's possible. Oh, Spider City here. To the Dreadwoods. Try that real quick. Ah. I found ye. Oh boy.
Could we not just be friends?
We're getting pretty good at this.
All allies by 500 each turn are moved when hit by an ignite.
Too easy.
He's a slacker.
Quick as a fox.
That didn't do remiss damage. It's 4,000 damage when it expires. That is not great. From? Gotta remove these debuffs. Perfect. Lord Knights.
Swift, like vengeance.
That's gotta hurt.
You should have run.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, he's still alive. Brom, punch him in his face with your shield.
A shame. We could have been friends.
Mistwalkers are dead. They're 3 dead. Over too soon. What is this? This is from the Boohoo. My people came here to the Blessed Isles before the ruination. What stirs below is older than us all. Older than this place. Older than these people. The seas were first. Boo were here? I thought your people stuck to the Serpent Isles. My people are in Bilgewater, are they not? Well, yeah, I just didn't think of the Booer as the pilgriming type. We go where Nakagoboros desires. Golden Kraken statue. Let me guess. Something else I can give to... whatever. The design of this statue resembles the Kraken statues around Bilgewater, made seemingly of gold. It seems to predate the ruination. Leave me alone. Now we can go back to the drowned port. I'm guessing talk to that guy who gave us the mission. Might have something for us. People are starting to talk. You keep this up, you're likely to become something of a local legend, and maybe I'll stop worrying. No promises though. By the way, I got something for your troubles. 2,500 gold. So our next mission we have is that I want to do is Thresh's Artifact Workshop. Lost Soul survivor of Thresh's library told us about a secret chamber where Thresh creates powerful artifacts near the exit to his library. There we could create powerful weapons. Alright, so Thresh's library. The Forge of the Athenium. Use your amulet to remove the ward. The forge is freely available for use. It resonates with ultimate power. This forge has a domineering presence in the room. There is simplicity to its design that almost hides its elegance unless closely examined. Everything about it is boiled down to its purest form. It is constructed immaculately. Only the highest quality of components can go in, and only legendary constructs can go out. Right. There's a lot to read in here. Stewards of the Wind. There is no greater ally than the wind, for it is her will that frees us from the confines of the land. Her blessings come in many forms, as does her fury. We pray to the wind before every sea voyage in hopes that she will guide us safely and watch over our journey. Some claim to have seen blueprints when the winds pick up, and the tailwinds seem too good to be true. She is called Janna, the ancient Shuriman, word of guardian. Wearing jewelry in her name has become common practice among sailors as the wind blesses our travels. So too can her fury bear on those who transgress against her. There are tales of a dragon born from the wind that can level whole armies. The Empyrean is said to be the wind's retribution. For one to truly earn the wind's grace, they must reconcile the duality of the wind herself. Few have the patience to truly embrace the full breadth of the wind and find the center. Those who master the wind in its true form, in its neutrality, shall become the true stewards of her will. The duality of the wind finding neutrality. The wind has been my ally in vengeance and wrath for a long time. The wind has pushed you forward, kept you in motion. I have used it for the wrong reasons for too long. You can find the balance. Your wind power has saved us more than once. It has guided us to safety. We definitely wouldn't be sailing anywhere without the winds. I need to do more. You will. Find an effigy of the benevolent wind of goddess. Obtain a whisker of the wind's fury. I think I have that too. Gather maple seeds touched by the patience of the wind. I have that too. Obtain the components to craft Storm Razor. Am I gonna make some legendary weapons? Find an effigy of the benevolent wind goddess. Tales of the wind speak of duality and neutrality. If these aspects of the wind could be brought together and forged into a weapon, it would embody the wind's very spirit and power. In a place known for rest, only those who prove themselves as champions will be rewarded with a gift from the goddess. A weary traveler from a land infused with magic and spirits holds a whisker of great fury. He calls for aid. On an island of Tempest, a treasure contains maple seeds for the patient. Do I have an effigy? Inspect the forge. Okay, so I'm still looking for an effigy. So all these gonna like for legendary weapons for study of the soul power, practical implications, and protective behaviors. For ages, physical defensive measures have proven ineffective against magic. By order of the king, we've started researching more arcane methods of defense to support the Iron Order. In exploring the ability to store a soul into a crystal, we've tapped into an unimaginable power. We've known that channeling dual soul energy into crystal can result in some very interesting magic repellent qualities, albeit in small quantities. We've barely been able to charge much more than a fragment as of yet, and doing so makes it behave similarly to true ice. Unbelievably strong, but impossible to touch with bare hands. In fact, most materials are incapable of handling a charged crystal. We've had success with some specific volcanic charcoal, but it's impossible to source this stuff. We've heard tales of heart-blood crafters making all manner of things with special crafting techniques using charcoal, but their ways have long been lost. What we do know is that somehow they are capable to manipulate the charcoal with great skill, and the charcoal seems to be able to hold charged crystals. While our research is still in its infancy, I can see a future where its power will be wielded by the Iron Order, arming them with a magical strength befitting of their divine purpose. Weapons forged of volcanic charcoal and paired with a charged crystal would be capable of unimaginable power. In the name of King, the rest of the text is smudged and ineligible. Brahm knows of the Heartblood in the Tales of Orn. The Heartblood are craftsmen without bounds. It is said their skill was almost that of Orn himself. Orn and the Heartblood sound like all tall tales to me. I'd rather focus on real weapons we could hold. They are real. Brahm's shield was a door made of Orn himself, powered by true ice and wielded only by Freljordians of sufficient strength. What happened to your shield? I'm not sure. It was lost when Brahm drowned. Brahm does not swim. My people pulled him from the waters, but they did not recover his shield. True ice, forged volcanic rocks, crystals with souls in them. How fancy. You must stay in motion. Obtain an enormous charged crystal. Acquire a volcanic heartblood door. Recover Brahm's Freljordian shield. Obtain the components to craft Orn's will. I must say, this is pretty cool. I didn't expect this. The Iron Order experimented with combining magic and metal in strange new ways. With the right materials and the craftsmanship of the legendary Orn, their research could be brought to fruition. In an ancient vault reside crystals of great power capable of infusing Orn's will, but only a small creature can access them. A Poro. Great doors made from volcanic hearthblood adorn the halls of a corrupted vault. Brahm's Freljordian shield is strong enough to aid in the construction, but it was lost at sea. Perhaps a fisherman in Bilgewater has seen something from the deep. Okay. Notes on 4 views of the Vault of the Blackbirds. What have you done, Tyro? You go and write your masterpiece and then disappear just like that. Taken by the ruination like all the lucky saps who were spared the torture of surviving it. Taken before I could even meet you. I don't believe it. I don't believe any of them. You knew, didn't you, that the Western Vault would be overtaken by shadow. That the Sacred Grove would be petrified in place. But most of all, that the Vault of the Blackbirds is real. That it isn't a myth or a metaphor. That's where you are, aren't you? Safe and sound while I rot away in this prison. Of course I can hear them saying, don't you think the vault is just a metaphor? It isn't unlike Tyro to be metaphorical after all. Clearly the giants in number 3 refers to the vault of the giants, and the fox in number 2 refers to the vault in which the Vastaya worked. Could the home of the blackbirds be a metaphor as well? That is ridiculous. You include metaphors in your poems. Tyro, but not in the titles. I know, for instance, that your early poem, The Sacred Grove Speaks to Me, is non-metaphorical. It refers to the home of the guardian spirit of the woods Maokai. It would be absolutely ludicrous for such an author as consistent as you to break your own conventions but a single time, and for no apparent reason except to confound me in particular. No, I cannot lapse into despair. I will find the vault of the blackbirds. I must. These decades of torment cannot and will not be wasted. The only mystery now left is the meaning of the first poem. Who are the wise sages? Is there meaning in the word turn? Looking back, maybe it has something to do with that peculiar statue in Vault of the Giants. It seems to point towards nothing in particular. Perhaps it has some part to play in this mystery. I will get out of here, and once I do, I will go to that statue and I will decipher your secrets, my distant friend. The dream of many eyes. I dreamt I was floating deep beneath the surface. I needed no air and felt no discomfort. I just existed floating helplessly in the pitch black water. Then I saw a giant eye open before me, then another, then so many more that I couldn't count them all. Next thing I knew, I was wrapped in tentacles. Where they started and ended was impossible to tell. Then I felt pain like I've never felt before, and suddenly I was free, but I was incomplete. I could see my body floating next to me, wrapped up and motionless. Then came the assault. Tentacles attacked me from all sides. It took everything I had to defend them off as I scrambled to get back to my body. Somehow I made it, and everything just stopped. Tentacles slowly let me go as the eyes closed rapidly. Then I heard a voice, a million words at once. It was over in an instant, and I woke up in my bed, soaked as if I'd just come up from a dive. I knew what my God demanded. 3 tasks set before me: to restore the spirit of a trapped life deprived of motion, to destroy unnatural devices that force men to dwell on the past, and to nurture and protect life as it moves naturally forward. Only once I fulfilled the wishes of God will I be rewarded with her love manifest. This cannot be. Is this the diary of an ancient truth-bearer? It's not possible. To have been in the presence of Nakagoboros and lived to write about it. But was this the first? No, it can't be. Nakagoboros has always been and always will be. What a strange story and a strange test. I've never heard of such a test given to a follower of the goddess. Can this be serious? The depths have their own will. We can do little but follow. On that we agree. I will do what it takes to appease the goddess because that is my duty. Maybe we'll get an offering back. How Nakagoboros found you worthy, I do not understand. Maybe you are meant to guide me here. Obtain the components to craft the heart of the goddess. Return to the forge in Thresh's dungeon. Okay. What were the components that I already have? The ancient truth-bearer journal spoke of tasks to earn the favor of the goddess. Completing these tasks and returning to the crafting station may earn the lady's blessing. Beneath the tides, a temple contains a treasure dear to Nakagoboros. Return it to her. In a land of stillness, a final resting place keeps the memory of 2 lovers alive, forever moving. Powerful spirits who beg for release from their curse carry with them a relic which protects life, but they will kill any who seek it. Gain the essence of the serpent. Find an item trapped in the past, a memory if artificially kept alive. Acquire a relic which protects life and guides it forward. Craft a legendary weapon. Gladys. Heart of the goddess. Nakagoboros, the mother serpent, has blessed this idol with her very essence. Thundering with the power of her divine will, it pulses with magic and calls to those who seek truth. Many idols make capable weapons, but only this legendary weapon has earned the right to claim itself the very heart of the goddess. Ooh. A legendary weapon worthy of the goddess herself. Begins combat with an active tentacle. Plus 2,000 attack power. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Following Yamelo's footsteps. For the true magic of a craftsman comes not from molding material to his will, but in finding the inner will of the material and freeing that spirit. The greatest artisans from here to Targon say that Yamelo was a craftsman who could really feel that inner will. I know it sounds strange, but some of his most difficult work was apparently done with ancient, fossilized eggs. The spirits of powerful creatures still stirred within. Imagine crafting with such precious materials, ancient stones imbued with powerful spirits. They are incredibly rare, and I found some of them my own, so that I may follow in Yamelo's footsteps. They say that some of these stones contain spirits that yearn for the moon, some for the stars, and a few for the sun itself. But I found the grandest of eggs. I feel the soul of a fox within it. No, 3 foxes. This will be my greatest work yet. Let's see Ferrari. Look, this person is writing about Yamelo. He was real after all. What a relief. I've always been worried he was just a story. Didn't you hear about him from some fortune teller? Charlatans, all of them? Don't read too much into this. Who is this Yamelo? Does this mean something to you, Ari? A fortune teller once told me that Yamelo made my sunstones. This artisan was trying to follow in Yamelo's footsteps. Then we will chase those secrets as well, little fox. Braum is on the job. Thanks, Braum. Obtain the Ice Fox token. I don't believe I have that. Obtain the Foxfire token. Obtain the Midnight Fox token. This is probably all going to be in the vault, I would assume, that I haven't been to yet. Yamelo wrote of 3 foxes in 3 pieces, made of fossilized life and carved to fit together into a perfect orb. The Ice Fox token resides amongst crystals and the Visani. Finding it depends on the convergence of beams. Where the blackbirds hide, so does the Foxfire. A thief has stolen the Midnight Fox token, but hides in the spirit realm. Lure him out. Very cool. A treatise on the volatile gemstones and minerals. Handle with care, sample enclosed. Gems that amplify energy, can you believe it? They expel energy so rapidly it's almost like black powder, but significantly more volatile. Just a simple tap to one of these gems can produce an incredible amount of energy. The weapon's applications are limitless. Instead of blasting powder, we could just use a small gem. We could make explosives capable of leveling buildings that could fit in your pocket. The only problem being that we can't seem to build anything capable of surviving the blast. We've lost so many cannons only to be blown to pieces from even the tiniest gem, not to mention the soldiers lost due to brutish handling of the gems. This could be a blasting agent. It would add a lot of firepower to my arsenal. I remember overhearing Mother talking about building much stronger components, capable of handling stronger firepower. This could be exactly the thing she was searching for. Stronger components. Your mother was a skilled craftsman. She was the best damn gun made in the world has ever seen. She made these pistols. A weapon is only as good as the one who wields it. They weren't made for me. They could have been so much more. She held back on purpose. We need to find the extra part. I remember her writing more about it. What's this between the pages? A drawing. Looks like a map of some sort. The twisted paths are now accessible via teleporter. Drakthar's legendary blade. Drakthar was truly the embodiment of fear. Few assassins in history have garnered such a reputation. Perhaps more legendary than Drakthar himself, however, was his Dustblade. Perhaps more legendary than Drakthar himself, however, was his Dustblade. Those Dustblade was more legendary than him. Weird way to write that. Many have spent lifetimes in search of this blade, and stories say it has claimed countless lives. The blade is said to be hungry for darkness, which it releases into its foes, leaving them stricken with fear. The stories of its power recall those of the Order of Shadow, those Ionian masters of shadow magic. The Order would surely welcome Drakthar, were he alive today. Perhaps their shadow manipulating weapons paired with a sufficient power source to recreate the blade. Drakthar, I've heard that name in a memory somewhere. He sounds like a formidable foe with a formidable blade. This makes him and the Order of Shadow sound righteous, but many in Ionia think them in no better than murderers. The Order, Drakthar, I've heard of these in the depths, somewhere in my mind. Where can this blade be found? I'm not sure it's even real. It sounds like a scary story told to frighten children and superstitious. The blade is real, and so is the order. We must find it. The order is certainly real, but you don't find them. They find you. They are no friends to the Vistaya. Let's hope they don't find us. Obtain the components to craft the Dust Blade of Drakthar. Drakthar was often thought to be a legend, a myth. He pioneered the use of the shadow magic and assassination through use of the legendary blade. The blade is lost to history, but might be able to be forged if the appropriate components can be sourced. The Order of Shadow was rumored to assault repositories of old. Those who failed to elude the Guardians left their bodies and weapons behind. An ancient sea monster possesses boundless shadow magic for any who can claim its bounty. Ages ago, a warhammer washed ashore where the tides were low and was taken by a merchant who knew its value. Obtain the components to craft Drakthar, the Dust Blade of Drakthar. Find a serrated dirk from the Order of Shadow. Obtain a bottomless source of shadow power from the depths. Obtain Caulfield's warhammer. Obtain the components to craft Abigail's Legacy. Locate the designs for a custom trigger assembly. Acquire suitable volcanic gun barrels. A lot going on now, boys. Lots going on. Right. Okay. So now we can go to the Twisted Paths. But we're going to end this episode here and probably start working on some weapons, maybe? I don't know. I feel like we got to take a Lally with us now because she just got boosted. So we will bring a Lally in Misfortune. Alright. Then we'll rest. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Post a comment if you'd like to chat, and I'll see you in the next episode. FearlessDojo out.